irritates me more than a man. The end.
Man-hating is everywhere. A general social survey saying that men have been increasingly blaming feminism and saying that feminism has gone too far, while young women are blaming men, saying that they are oppressive and definitely privileged. Thank God I'm not a young woman. Just kidding. I'm a woman, by the way, and I do not agree with this statement. I do not think that today's men are privileged or oppressive.
Nothing irritates me more than a man. The end.
1 hour later,
for women to get jobs. Why?
other women.
Why did we do that?
Yeah.
I am so tired. I want to just put my feet up. Like, I am... Oh my god.
Notice she said we. Why did we fight for the right to work? So nothing irritates you more than feminism. Modern feminism.
Interesting. So I guess there are some young women out there who are agreeing with men saying that feminism has gone too far, but they ain't gonna admit it. They are gonna be blaming the other gender so they can get an algorithm boost.
Because it's not men that did that to us.
This is what's so ironic about the feminist movement. The things that feminists will hate men for, they're just so ambitious and they don't care about their families and they're never home, or all men, they just sleep around, they're so promiscuous. The things that feminists hate men for, they're also telling women, you should do these things to feel fulfillment. So they're hating on men for this stuff, but also saying we need to be equal to men. It's like, do you hate them or do you want to be equal to them? They're telling women, you need to be less relational. You need to care less about your babies and care more about your career. In 1916, you had Margaret Sanger. She introduced the contraceptive pill. She was now telling women, you don't have to be a slave to these children of yours. I can have sex with whoever I want to, as much as I want to, and there will not be the burden of children. So they're hating on men for this stuff, but also saying we need to be equal to men. It's like, do you hate them or do you want to be equal to them? Like, what's going on here?
I just wish she wasn't really screaming in my ear. It was very difficult to listen to that clip. Other than that, if you want to be equal, if you want to be like men and you think men have it easier, men have the freedom, and then you want to have all of that, you have been fighting for all of that, and now that you do have it, you are resenting it, you are blaming men yet again for it, even though you are the one who asked for it in the first place. But now that you are in it, you figured out it's not actually all that great. Yeah, it's like it looks greener on the other side, but it's not that much greener.
I believe in feminism. I think that if men are willing to do more and do more, then they should make more. That's the first argument. Everybody's like, men shouldn't make more money than women. I don't want to be a carpenter. Get up for me. I want your seat. Like, there's no reason we should get rid of those pieces of chivalry all for feminism. I don't know. Like you said earlier, we're taking it too far. We're taking it too far. I think that there are certain positions in society that are comfortable for a woman. And when you start pushing the men out of the other positions, then the women have to step into the ones that are uncomfortable for women. And I'm not willing to do that.
100% I agree with this. I would rather do a comfortable job and earn less and not complain about it than have to do an uncomfortable job and earn more. Like, at the end of the day, what really matters? Is it the lifestyle? Is it like the money you are making, or how you are spending your time? Because I assure you, men will find that money is a really great drive to do these difficult jobs. And for them, it kind of is not as difficult, physically speaking, than for women. So when women have to do these really physically heavy or labor work, then they definitely are going to feel it, and they're not going to feel that it is worth it, no matter how much they are getting paid for it.
There's something vengeful about it. I think at moments I feel like there's something vengeful about the modern feminist movement, which is
it's like man-hating.
Let's get them. Let's diminish them. Let's take over.
It's all
let's
about that.
Push them out. Let's beat them up. Let's get, let's show them who's, something really vengeful. So for me, the feminist movement was meant to create balance. It wasn't meant to, it wasn't meant to set into play this other kind of imbalance. And more than, I think 60% of universities are women now, as well as graduate schools. And so that means, and the studies show that men will marry at their educational level or below. Women will only marry at their educational level or above.
Yeah.
And by diminishing men so much in terms of our education and professions, we basically taken men's purpose away. They feel purposeless.
Honestly, that music made it even sadder. They feel purposeless. That is so true. But also, why women think that they are better than men, that they cannot go below or lower their standards, while men would easily and simply just do it for love or other reasons. They would not really care. But then you come and say it is egotistical, men are narcissistic, they are this and that. But they are the one who are ready to stoop lower, and they don't even care about it. They don't even see it as a sacrifice or anything. Well, you, the woman, would be mentioning that, would be thinking about it, would not even do it.
Uncomfortable conversation that needs to be had is that our generation has been raised by women who hate men. I'm not just talking about mothers. I'm talking about school teachers. I'm talking about therapists, anybody.
And honestly, school teachers, the education system, especially at university, is the reason. But not only from women, also the men kind of are brainwashed. Those PhD doctors at universities, they are completely brainwashed. I finished English language and literature at my university, and I had so many professors who are 100% into feminism, and they literally fed us that over and over and over again. That's why I always say I started as a feminist, but then that deeper I digged into it, I realized that I'm not an anti-feminist, but I'm something in between, and I will always call BS.
That played a role in a child's development. They have actively tried to teach us that masculinity is toxic, but the truth is their negative experiences that they had with men were not of the nature of masculinity. It was the fact that the man himself was toxic, completely separate of masculinity. Now, obviously, there are a bunch of women who, don't hate men, but the problem is that academia and the media have been pushing this narrative
100%.
to suppress masculinity and masculine traits such as assertiveness or leadership under the scope of them being dangerous. Men have been taught to feel ashamed of themselves and to respect women, but never what to do when a woman disrespects you. And this doesn't just have negative effects on men, it's women too. There are so many women of the younger generations that actively have this negative attitude towards men that's extremely prevalent, and anybody with an IQ above 5 understands this if they go out in public, where it's like they're very entitled and they're disrespectful towards men. And obviously it's not all of them, but it's something that needs to be addressed. And no, I don't think this makes me oppressed. I'm not throwing a pity party, but it is an issue that I believe that we need to address.
Constantly amazed how many women think feminism is a good thing. Women have been so lied to. Feminism was created to separate families. We valued our sense of independence so much that it took...
I don't completely agree with feminism, why it is essentially created or why it was being created. It has a lot of things. If we go historically back into it, it wasn't just to separate families. There were so many things that women did feel oppressed about, and they did need some fairness into their lives. But if you see a modern woman who lives in a Western country today, they not only have the rights, but they also have a privilege, and we can call it out easily. So if you say feminism has failed families in today's society, I 100% agree with you.
We valued our sense of independence so much that it took away our strong sense of family unit. Kids are being raised by government childcare. Women are working just as many hours as the men are, but are still expected to go home and take care of their children. It's a 24/7 job to be a woman living in America. This isn't the American dream. The American dream is living off of one income, the man provides, and we depend on them. The American dream would be women taking care of themselves, the home, their children, their husband. Women are meant to be gardening, cooking good food, nurturing the ones that they love. That's when women get a strong sense of self, and when they're in their true feminine energy, that's when they thrive. You cannot convince me that women were meant to work a 9-to-5 job just like a man is. You see other women being taken care of. Maybe they're cooking, they're taking care of the children, and they're being there present. And you think, wow, I would love that. When a woman is in her soft feminine era, she thrives, and that's what any woman wants. Society has brainwashed us to think independence is a good thing, when in reality, it just breaks families apart. Now, don't get me wrong, I think feminism can be a good thing, but I just feel like it shouldn't have come at the cost of losing the family unit. Nobody has a strong sense of family, and why is that? I would strongly suggest that feminism, independence, and girl bossing a little too hard took away the strong
A little too
urgency
hard.
of having a family.
Independence is one thing, all right? To have mentally the idea of being able to go and be independent and not have to depend on someone is freeing. That feeling is peaceful, it is freeing. And that is one thing. But if it is at all costs and you have to be independent, not because you want to, but because society entitles it or any other way you are not happy, that is where it is wrong. Raising a family, being a mother, being a wife, being there in the house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, does feel mentally easy. It does feel really good and peaceful. But also we cannot deny the fact that money is involved in a lot of those things. And if you do have to go and ask someone else for money constantly, that doesn't feel freeing. I would argue that all of those are true, but also you need to give the freedom for a woman to be able to do some side jobs, some side hustles, some hobbies that are lucrative at the same time. And I feel like that would be the great in between. But having a woman have to go out there and be a career woman, a girl boss, 9 to 5, I think that is really hard, especially if she wants to raise families and be a mother and be a good wife and just be good overall. I think it is too much. It's such a pressure.
Feminism is a scam. Feminism is a scam. I do not want to be
Today's feminism.
independent. I want to be so codependent. I need my husband. I want my husband. I want to follow his lead. That's how God created me. He created me in a way to follow. He created me as a helpmate. He created me as an opposite to Adam, right? If women could be a woman.
The way men are raised today, not all of them are raised to be manly, and for a woman to be able to codepend on them. So I think this whole thing needs to be really shifted and changed. It cannot just start with you today saying, yes, I want to be codependent on a man, but where are the men? What have we done with the men? And that's where man hating comes from, because once the man is trying to step up and be a man, he's oppressive, he's privileged, he's this and that. How dare he say this? He's anti-feminist. We can't have it all. You have to choose. What do you want? Do you want to have a man or do you want to be independent?
If women acted like women
instead of men,
because
they're acting like men,
we'd have better men.
How have people still not realized that feminism is a sham? It's a scam. I'm telling you, it is a robbery. It's robbery of womanhood. Because my thing is like, everything they push for is opposite of what actually truly makes women happy and fulfilled. And I'm just like, how are people not seeing that? It's sad because people don't realize it until later on in their 40s, 50s, when they're single, they have no children, no family, and they were taught and pushed that in their 20s they should be going out, they should be meeting as many partners as they can, experiencing life, enjoying and doing all of that. But then it's like, it becomes harder to have children.
Hollow.
It becomes harder to settle down and get married. I'm not saying that it's impossible and no one can't, but it's true. Like in your 20s, it's easier to meet somebody and to start settling down and getting married. Like as you get older, those things get harder. But it's like we're pushed to pursue career and selfish desires in our 20s. And then as we get older and mature, it's like that's when we should start thinking about that.
I hate everything about feminism.
True.
I mean, obviously I'm here for equality, duh. However, I think that there are man-hating feminists and then there are feminists. I just think that those are two separate things. And I think the man-hating ones are corny. I think it's mad corny. I think it's mad weird. I think it's mad misandrist. And I make fun of that.
And somehow, have you noticed how usually the man-hating women are obnoxious? I am sorry to be so brutal, but they are the one who are going to be blaming everyone and everything about anything that is miserable about their own life. They will never admit it. They will constantly be delusional, and they will just complain. So if you see a person that is complaining about a man, but then 2 seconds later is complaining about her dinner that she just ordered, didn't cook, of course. Yeah, there is a pattern, all right? Like that's the woman that is man-hating kind of feminist that I don't want to have in my life.
because that's something to be made fun of. Just like a man being a misogynist. Other men should be like, that guy's a freaking weirdo. He hates women. There's something wrong with him.
Yeah, we need to call them out.
That's exactly what I'm doing in reverse. I'm calling out misogynists. Hey, there's something weird about this girl. She hates men. That's crazy. That should be called out, not applauded.
Mm-hmm.
I know that some of y'all are really, really hurt by some of the men in your life, but that does not mean that we applaud misandrists. That does not mean that we applaud misogynists. Nobody should be so hurt by the other gender that they are just rooting for their downfall and oppression. That's insane.
Like, literally, you had 2-3 bad experiences in your life, and I'm sorry, like, you were unlucky that you literally had one after the other, and now you are grouping everyone in the same group, and everyone is, well, that's why, like, it is so important to distinguish individuals and call them out than to group everyone into the same category and brackets.
Neither gender is superior. We are two halves of the same coin, and we should work together in order for us to succeed. Or even continue on this planet. Why do I have to preach that to people? This is crazy.
Honestly, and I'm probably going to get eaten alive for saying this, I feel like a lot of women have forgotten their place. And we live in this inverted world, and I feel we got stuck in this whole feminism thing. Feminism is a scam, and now it's like trying to undo. It is feminism. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, we are equal in value, but we are not equal in traits. We are different. Men and women are different.
I agree with that.
And I'm so sick and tired of why are we fighting to be something that we're not?
Yeah.
I am not a man. I will never be a man. And for those of you that make that
I'm not a
decision, I
woman. I'll
love that
never
for
be a
you.
woman.
Period. But there are certain things that are just, y'all are stronger than we are. We are more detail oriented than you are. There are certain traits that we naturally got from God based on the gender that we are. And it's all based on survival. It's all based on human nature. And so I feel like a lot of women, not all women, but most women have forgotten their place.
Within themselves.
Yeah. Within themselves, within the order of family, within the order, even like with God. You know, if you just want to start blanketing statements like, now this is the thing. If you are a masculine woman, that's fine. But stop acting like you're feminine. If you want to be a boss, babe, I don't need no man. You go do you, boo. But stop teaching that that's the answer. Because I'm sick and tired of this divide of the family. I'm sick and tired of now good men, like, and I'm listening to like stories, right? Good men are getting lazy in dating. They're getting lazy in the pursuit because women are making either everything too easy or they're too hands off. So now what's the point in even trying to date a woman when you're the man that you want me to be?
So I guess we are back into this idea of being independent, being a girl boss is a problem. This is what is ruining also the opportunities for men to find women and why they are giving up on even trying, because they're either having it really easy and they don't want these women as their wives, or they cannot even find a wife because the ones they want to pursue, they are the ones who are independent and they don't need a man. Yeah, they're too great, too wonderful, too amazing to pursue. Very difficult and hard to pursue.
Feminism is a scam. I don't care how educated I am, how smart I am, how much money I make. I will always be a traditional conservative woman. I am not a feminist. I cannot do, and nor do I desire to do everything that a man does. And I believe feminism was the breakdown of the American family unit. Somehow I have this belief that if they are successful and educated, that somehow that means that they don't need a man. And the reality is men need women and women need men. And I will die on that hill. When I say traditional family values,
I honestly don't understand why women don't need men. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? You know how great they can be? Like, what do you mean? Who are you fooling saying that you are fine with being a woman, being all alone, just surrounded yourself with other women? What a life. I am sorry. Like, I'm not hating on women. They're fine. They have their own great things. But me as a woman, I love men. I not only like to have them, to cuddle them, to whatever. Like, I am saying that I love to have them in my life as friends, as family members, as really great, helpful people. I do not understand this man-hating thing. Like, why do we not appreciate men more? Because there are so many men who appreciate women. There are. Believe it or not.
I do mean husband, wife, kids. Absolutely be beautiful, smart, educated, and you can also be an amazing wife, an amazing mother. I think it's time for us to bring back traditional family values. So no, I'm absolutely not only conservative when it comes to politics. I'm also conservative when it comes to traditional family values.
I like
Want
her
to know
hair.
something wild? Women traded family for a 9-to-5 and then they called it liberation. Just think about it for a second. Our grandmothers prayed for husbands so that they could work hard, raise kids, and build a strong home. That was the dream. Security, love, and purpose. Then feminism came along. Told women that being a wife and being a mother is oppressive. So what did we do?
And
we
not
left
enough.
the home to work for men that don't love us at companies that will replace us the second we get burnt out. That's not freedom. That is slavery in heels. Women, that family is a cage and working for a corporate job is empowerment. Tell me this. Why do so many women hit 30, are alone, exhausted, and wondering why they feel so empty? It's because you can't outsmart God's design. No promotion will ever replace a husband that loves you and children who adore you. So no, I'm not anti-woman, I'm pro-woman, and pro-woman enough to tell you the truth. Real freedom isn't in a cubicle or a nurse's station, it's in building a legacy. So go forth and multiply.
Even realize it's a scam anymore.
Yep, multiply.
See, I'm an independent, strong black woman. I don't need no man narrative. Is a scam. Here's why. Society has conditioned us to believe that we don't need anybody, we don't need any support, and we can do it all on our own. What a lot of us has accepted as normal is really not normal.
It's not normal at all, but corporates want it like that because they want more workforce. Whether you're a man or a woman, they don't want you to engage in family and raising children. That means less work for them, less products for them, less money for them. So I agree 100% that it's a scam. This whole lifestyle is a scam.
Households were created to be 2 adults and children. The price points that the world is set in now requires 2 incomes. That's why you're working 2 jobs.
Yep.
And if we are not working 2 jobs, we have told ourselves that we have to go back to school, get higher education so we can make more money, which is a necessity. But wouldn't it be better if you had a whole team member helping you along? Because what ends up happening is, yes, love, your career is great. Yes, I am so proud of you for getting your doctorate. I am so proud of you for buying the house. No, I do not believe that women should wait to progress in life until they have a man. That's not what I'm saying. But we are so guarded and we are protecting ourselves so heavily away from every man that we miss on a good man. We automatically assume that all black men are out to get us. And the more you think something, the more you believe something, and the more you see something. So we cut off all men who are not making at least 6 figures. We tell our baby daddies we don't need them because you're not able to pay us substantial child support. So my kids don't need you. And we don't realize that our black men offer so much more than just their financial provision. They offer protection. They offer guidance. They offer leadership. They offer a masculine energy that absolutely depletes you when you have to provide that. You are created to be feminine. You are created to be the nurturer. You were created to be soft and loving. And we are having to play both roles because we are not allowing any man in out of fear that we're going to get the wrong men. And I understand our concern, but I'm an independent, strong black woman, I don't need no man narrative is keeping us working way later in life than what we're supposed to. It is keeping us away from the black men who want to protect us and keep us safe. It is keeping us away from the black men that would go to the moon and back to make sure that we're happy and healthy, make sure our children are happy and healthy. It is taking away the example of manhood that our sons need and the example of how a man is supposed to love a woman that our daughters need. And it is taking away the opportunity for us to rest. That's why our mother struggled for 60 years and now she is exhausted and she's beat down. We deserve so much more.
Yeah, that is so true. Haven't you noticed, especially as a woman, maybe a woman would notice that more than a man, on her own mother, how much she is beaten down by raising the children, by trying to do it all, by trying to be independent. So I agree, and it's getting worse. Back in the day and today, like, it's getting worse. Like, this generation growing up, they're gonna feel it the worst when they are. Like, they're gonna be the most beaten down by the end unless things change. And I don't want to even blame a specific gender for that. I don't want to even say that it is the woman. I actually think it goes deeper. I think that both men and women are screwed. And feminism is just one thing that they are using to screw us over. Because think about it. Now you need 2 incomes. As she mentioned, you need 2 incomes. Then you need to raise the children. Then you need to make enough money to put them in a kindergarten or somewhere else. So someone else raises those kids. So you can make extra money. Once you make that extra money, you don't have time to cook. You don't have time to clean. So you get food from outside, which costs even more money. So you are now stuck in debt, stuck in everything, and there is no way out. It's the routine. You are slaving, living that life, thinking that it is what you wanted, and there is no way out. There is no any other choice because everybody is doing it. You guys, we need to wake up. We need to change something. I don't know where and how to start, but this is like a conspiracy that is happening right now, and I'm into it. I'll figure it out, guys. I'll help you.
Viral attention for sharing her regrets about ditching the idea of marriage and family. Now, her article in Business Insider reads, quote, "I'm 38 and single, and I recently realized I want a child. I'm terrified that I've missed my opportunity."
And like others would say, oh, why did you not freeze your eggs? Yeah, you know how expensive that is? Not everybody can afford that. So it is an option, but also really, we need to go that far in order to have this independent life until we are 40 plus and then have someone else make a child for us.
That woman's name is Melissa Persling, and she's revealing to Fox News Digital what she thinks caused her current situation. Listen.
I feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism. I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but like I can do all the same things. I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking. I kind of want to go back to some of those teachers and coaches and say, what the hell did you mean by that? Because women can't do it all. We can't.
Satirical skit really drives it home, doesn't it?
I wish all men were feminists like you.
All right, here's that check for you, sir. How dare you assume that because I'm a man that I'm going to be paying for this whole dinner? Women are fully capable of paying for themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to split the bill between you two then?
Actually, why don't we do this so we can really drive this point home for you, because you're giving me very misogynistic vibes right now. Leave the entire bill, and she will pay for the entire thing because she is a strong, independent woman who does not need a man to provide for her. As a feminist woman, wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess.
In that case, here's the check, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, this is expensive.
Oh, you got it.
Are you gonna help me?
Absolutely not. As a feminist man, I don't want to imply that you can't defend yourself just because you're a woman.
Are you serious right now?
No, it's your shit. As a feminist woman, wouldn't you agree with that?
All right.
I love this.
I'm dating a conservative.
Reject delusions. Embrace gender differences.
The hypocrisy of most modern day women and feminists is that they believe in gender equality until it has to do with men. As soon as other women like myself invalidate them or make them feel some type of way for speaking on men's issues or things that men go through, suddenly equality goes right out the window and everything becomes about misogyny and hatred for women. Really, they're just showing the hypocrisy of the fact that they don't actually believe in equality and gender equality. They only believe in what benefits them.
Oh my God, that is exactly it. It is as long as it benefits them, it's fine. But once it's like stepping on, no equality. No, you men go and do the labor work. I don't want to do it. Why would I do it? You can do it. Go for it. See, equality. Like there is some type of equality, but also there are things that men can do better and things that women can do better, and those we need to separate. All right.
And it's actually quite selfish and very hypocritical. For example, domestic violence only matters when it happens to women. As soon as I bring it up about men, it's not real.
It's
mental
so
health
real.
only matters in women and postpartum and all of that and hormones until you mention a man and the suicide rates within men.
Yeah, I actually talked a lot. I deep dived into that topic in one of my previous videos, and it's hard to watch, by the way. Like, disclaimer, talking about suicide and stuff like that is very difficult. So I'm not gonna go back into it, but if you are interested in what I have to say, make sure to check out that video.
Gender equality only exists in women until the woman makes more than a man and has to pay out more in a divorce. Gender equality only exists when there's more homeless shelters for women and domestic violence shelters for women than there are for men and veterans. They want gender equality in the workplace until a man has a trade and makes more money in physical labor because they can't do it. Most modern day women and single moms care about gender equality until it comes down to parenting time. Gender equality exists until a man doesn't want a child, but the woman won't abort it either. And the hypocrisy is that they want equality until it has to do with men. Okay, bye.
Honestly, when it comes to this abortion, okay, a woman, it's her body. She has the right to do whatever, but I am sorry, I do not agree that the man has nothing to say, especially if he is the one who will have to pay alimony or child support. I think there should be like a distinguish. Are you gonna raise this child if I have this child? No. Okay, then you don't have to pay for anything, and I will have to pay for everything if I want to keep that child. I mean, at the end of the day, you gave it for free too. You know, you made that decision as well. It's not only him being with you and not using protection. You are the one who went for it. So before you even go for it, you should like be signing just in case something goes south, which percentage-wise it possibly can. I don't understand this at all. Like, men are being screwed left and right, and I feel really sorry for them, but I also know that there are a lot of women who agree with me. There were so many women here in this video as well talking about how it is a scam, how feminism is a scam, and how this gender equality is really like worse than what we thought. Equality is great, but there should be some steps into it and distinction for sure. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.